Okay, there are some code. Okay, there are some codes. For example, like one is for PET. Okay, one is for PET, and PET is commonly used for like the soft drink bottle. Okay, like this. The soft drink bottle or food jar. Okay. Two means HDPE. So HD stand for high density. Okay, so for example, like milk bottle or grocery bag. And keep this one in mind. HDPE is very common plastic that is relatively strong, but however it's widely recyclable. So PVC is used for plaster pipe, bags for battings. Okay, so because this is very tough, so this is difficult to recycle. Okay, PVC is difficult to recycle than some other plastic. Okay, the reason is tough, and also it's because of its chemical composition. Okay, in opposite to HDPE, LDPE, LO stand for low, so it's low density. Okay, so for example, like the bag for dry cleaning. Okay, frozen food. Okay, TP5. Okay, we call this TP5. Takeout containers. Okay, takeout. For here to go. Right? Takeout container. Number 6. Okay, this is PS6. Polystyrene. Okay, polystyrene. Okay, for example, like styrofoam cup, plates, packages. Okay, and this is not acceptable for MRF. MRF stands for material recovery facility. Okay, so this is very uneconomical. To recycle. So this kind of material normally banned. Okay, normally banned for takeout food container. In Taiwan, okay, maybe 20 or 30 years ago, when I was there, most takeout container we use this polystyrene, but now we use paper. In Taiwan, we use paper-based, right? And other than this 6, we go 7. Okay. Other than this 6, we go 7. The plastic not contained in this 6 belong to 7. Okay. So there are some recycle options. Okay. For example, you have drop-off center. Okay, drop-off center. Okay, in Taiwan we have some recycle drop-off center. Okay, all the curbside collection. Okay, curbside collection. This is more effective, however, but more expensive. Why? Because it still require routing, right? And require people to go there to pick up, right? Require routing, require And drop-off center can be staffed, can be unstaffed. Okay, and also voluntary and mandatory recycle. Voluntary means the resident choose to participate. Oh, mandatory means it required. By law. Okay, required by law. So now in Taiwan, okay, less and less store, especially beverage store, provide you the plastic bag, or even the straw, right? Plastic straw. You need to purchase. Okay, you need to purchase. Okay, mandatory. All right. Okay, so this is the network. Okay, this is an overview of the networks for, I'm sorry. This is the overview, this is a network for the recycling. The networks of the recycling and waste management. Okay, so I think this is easy to understand. Okay? You can see this cartoon by yourself. Okay, and this slide tell you that you need present the recycling rates for different types of MSW, right? Okay, but not everything you can recycle. Okay, there are something we don't want to recycle. Okay, not everything can be recycled. There are something we don't want to recycle due to the safety issue. Okay, or you need more money to handle this. Okay. For example, like we don't want plastic bag. We don't recycle plastic bag. Okay. And we don't recycle bag materials. Okay. And we don't recycle itemized wrap and tangle. Okay. And this is the syringe. This is biohazard. If this used in hospital, this is biohazard. Okay, we have another regulation to take care of those biohazards. Okay, and we don't recycle food waste. Okay, we use that for composting. Okay, hazardous waste containers, styrofoam, right? We said this is very unmechanical. Plastic cups, light bulbs, okay, those pot pans, scrap material, we don't recycle as well. Dishes, electronics, okay, those things we don't want them. Okay, so the reason they are unacceptable, I have a reason here. Okay, everyone please read over. This is biohazards, right? This is biohazards. Okay? I want you to read over this by yourself. Okay, I might test this. Okay, I might test this. I might ask you, why syringe cannot be recycled? Okay, how come we don't want this? Okay. Why we don't want electronic? Okay. Okay. This slide show you the solid waste processing for RDF. RDF means refuse derived fuel. Okay. That means the fuel made from MSW. Okay, after the waste has been sorted or processed. Okay, so the idea of this diagram is we try to remove unusable materials and separate recyclable materials. Okay, and try to reduce the size and make it a useful and uniform field. Okay, and I got this from the Environmental Protection Agency, BURAE in Taiwan. I think you can read over this. Okay, the rest of the slide, I hope you can read over this by yourself. Okay? Okay, let's move on to next slides. Okay, please go to Moodle or our online group to download the slides. Okay, please go to download the solid management tool. Okay. Let's continue the solid management tool. Okay, everyone. Okay. While you are downloading this, let me take attendance. 帮我点名一下，快点，用点名单。你帮我看一下。Zevania, yeah. Adinda, Brilliant, Exo, Afi, Renner。你说退学的是哪两位？你说退学哪两位？洪一展跟谁？
方彦学，
还有谁？
就这两个。
来，洪一展还是谁？
方彦学跟洪一展。
义祥、俊智、 泰正、陈雅、廷珍、少廷、嘉伟、少奇、尹纯、孟轩、岳婷、庭岳、秉杰。Okay, everyone download this, right? So this is a solid waste disposal too. Okay, this is very important. So actually, the activity involved with the solid management. First, okay, we are in the reductions. Okay, I think this is the most important. If you can reduce more, then you spend less money for the rest of procedure, right? Number two, collection. We are in there now, right? Okay, we are in there now. Okay, so you try to get in waste. Okay, but it also depends on you getting waste from home, from business, from industries. Okay, for example, everyone, we are in the chemical engineering department, right? So everyone, I believe everyone has ever done the experiment before, right? So those waste generated in the lab, you cannot just dump, okay, in the normal garbage tank, right? We need to call up, okay? We need to call up the spatial professionals to take care of them. And they spend lots of money, okay? They spend lots of money. Our department spend lots of money to handle those chemical waste. Okay? Storage means keeping. Processing, okay, we learn, including like sorting, compacting, shredding, or even separating. Okay, make things easy to recycle, recover, or even dispose of. Treatment, okay. So treatment can be physically, okay, can be chemically, can even be biologically. Right? You put some enzyme to decompose. And last one is disposal. If the item cannot be recycled or reused, or even cannot be treated any further, then we must dispose it. Understand? Okay? Everyone okay? And why those solid waste is very important. Solid waste management is very important. As I say, it regarded public health. Right? We just mentioned the curbside collection might attract radon, right? Mice, radons. Okay, cockroach, some pest. Okay, which might generate some disease. Okay, and those toxic chemicals you dump might enter the groundwater and enter the food chain. And the food might come back to your mouth, come back to your body. means the toxic chemical you dump and it come back to your body. Right? So actually, the solid waste management is a public health issue. Okay? Not in March, okay, in March. 2 months ago, I went through Vidya Mandala, University of Vidya Mandala. Some of you come from Vidya Mandala, right? Okay. The professor there told me that the water treatment, okay, is very important, right, in Indonesia. Because it's a public issue. Environment. Because those solid waste might affect not just water, even air, even soil. So the food you eat back the chemical, the waste you generate. Economy, conservation. Okay, this means beauty, right? Aesthetics, right? That means beauty. We say that one disadvantage of curbside collection is it's not pretty, right? It's not pretty. Okay, and also some other environmental considerations. So this is the hierarchy. We saw that previously. I say prevention or reduction. Prevention or reduction is the most preferred, right? Most important. If you can reduce your waste to half, think about this. If you can reduce your waste to half, you cannot spend more than half money for the later procedure, right? Okay, understand? So, some idea, you use less material in design, in packaging. In design, in packing, in manufacturing. You use less material in design, in packing, in manufacturing. You generate less waste. Okay? And hopefully you can keep the products longer. Or even you can reduce it. Use less hazardous material. Okay, number 2, preparing for reuse. Okay, when you try to make products usable, okay, through checking, cleaning, repairing, refurbishing, or reusing the whole items, or separate part, or spare part. Recycling means that you try to converting waste into raw material or product. Okay, and other recovery, including like anaerobic digestion, incinerations with energy recovery, gasifications. And these preferred options will be landfill. Okay, landfill, incinerations. Incineration means burning. But this kind of incineration, you do not have any energy recovery. You just burn it. Okay, some incineration that you can recover some energy, but this kind of incineration you just burn. You cannot recover any energy. Still okay? Okay, this is more detailed. Okay, than the slides that I showed you previously. Okay. Okay, understand? Okay, this is another one. Okay, this is another one. Okay, this is another one. Okay, next, I would like to show you the histories. Okay, the history of waste management in Taipei City. In 1970, okay, we don't have the environmental protection. Those people do not have environmental protection aspect. Okay, so in 1970, people in Taiwan they mainly use open dumping. Open up dumping. Okay, so it will generate odor, pest, water pollution, and some public sanitation as well. Okay, and some experts, some environmental engineers, okay, received their education in North America or in Europe. Okay, some Taiwanese scholars, they receive the education from North America or from Europe. They brought back the concept of environmental protection. Okay, so starting from 1985, the government started to build the landfill. Okay, so I think this is the improvement. This is the improvement over the open dumping, right? Because landfill are more controlled and better managed. Okay, and the government, the Taiwanese government sent some outstanding young people to North America, to Japan, to Europe, to learn more technologies and bring back the technologies. Because now we know, at that time we know, not everything, we can recycle something, right? And not everything can be burned. So, in 1991, okay, we introduced the incineration facilities. Okay, that means we try to burn the waste in controlled facility. The good thing for incineration is we can reduce the volume of waste. Okay, and help solve limited landfill space, right? Roena, I'm just wondering, okay, Singapore is even smaller than Taiwan, right? Do you have a landfill in Singapore? You have a landfill. Okay. Maybe in your presentation you can introduce, okay, how you handle the waste in Singapore, something like that. And for example, like Tom, you might introduce how you handle the waste in Norway. Okay, I think most people here might interested to know. Okay. And we know now we know that the resource can be recycled, right? Recycled. And in 1992, the government imprints a policy called "Keep the Trash Off Ground." I already mentioned this, right? Keep the trash off ground. Okay, so you need to wear there. Okay, you bring your trash and wear there and dump your trash. Okay, and as I just mentioned, the source reductions is the most priority, right? So the government also imprint the policy. Okay, the more trash you dump, the more money you need to pay. So the collection fee comes from the bag. Okay, so you purchase the trash bag. Okay, you purchase a trash bag. You need to spend money. For example, like the real cost of trash bag probably $1. The government will top up $1, so you need to spend $2 or even $3 to buy a plastic bag. Okay, so the government put the collection fee into the trash bag. Okay, in Taipei City. That means if you want to dump more trash, you need to spend more money. Okay, and starting from 2003, we start to recycle the food waste. Okay, we start to recycle the food waste in Taipei City. In some other cities, they still do not recycle. For example, my hometown, Chiayi, they still do not recycle the food waste. Okay, some cities they still do not recycle waste, but some cities they start to recycle the food waste, especially Taipei. Okay, and Taipei we want, because the land cost is very high, so we hope in Taipei the Taipei government hope zero landfill in Taipei, zero landfill in Taipei. Okay, and this map is about the landfill position in Taiwan. Okay, so if you see the WWTP years, the WWTP here means they have wastewater. They have wastewater treatment plant. They have wastewater treatment plant. Okay, not all of them. Oh, here, I will show you. And MSW means they can only handle MSW. Okay, for example, like Muzha, okay, Muzha, the zoo, okay, Muzha got the MSW landfill. Okay, so the breakdown means this one is under operations. The open cycle means this is still under construction. Okay. All right. As I just mentioned in this hierarchy, right? I said that the disposal is the least measure. Is the least measure. this variable MSW, manageable, is we use landfill. Okay, we use landfill. Okay, so for example, like the number of landfills in United States continue to decrease. Okay, in 1988 they had 8,000 sites. In 2008 they reduced to 3,500. Okay, and the goal of Taipei City, they want to have zero landfill. So far, in Taipei City we have 2 landfill, but the goal is we want to have zero landfill. Okay, we want to use incinerations. Okay, incineration instead of landfill. Because the landfill is the least favorable. Okay, in Taiwan, 2%, okay, about 2% of MSW is disposed of by landfill. Okay, as of 2013, there are a total of 404 landfills in Taiwan. Okay, so the definition of landfilling means you need to do this legally. Legal and controlled placement of waste on the ground. Okay, not dumping. If you dump in the waste, okay, in the river or the open area, that's illegal. Different. Okay, so landfilling not equal dumping. Landfilling not equal dumping. Landfilling is legal and controlled. Dumping is illegal and uncontrolled. Okay? And materials in the landfill will undergo chemical and biological change. And we know water will present in the waste, right? So the substance dissolved in the water from the waste carry away the liquid part. We call it leachate. The liquid, we call it leachate. Okay, leachate is very important because leachate is the pollutant. Actually, leachate is the pollutant liquid. Okay, leachate is a polluted liquid. Okay, it might penetrate, it might be leaking into soil to the groundwater. So in light of this, there are something you need to be careful. Okay, if you want to build a landfill. So landfill must keep out all the regulated hazardous waste. Okay, you have a spatial site for hazardous waste. So normal landfill, you should keep out. Put away, you should keep out. Keep away regulated hazardous waste, especially heavy metal. And you need to apply the daily cover. Okay, for some good purpose, for example, like reduce odor, prevent pest, and control leader. And your landfill must control disease vector. The vector means the rodent flies. The vector means the rodent means the big mice. Okay, rodent means big mice. Flies, mosquito, cockroach. Okay, and those trash will generate methane gas. And this is dangerous. So you need to monitor the methane gas generated from your landfill. You need to restrict public access. Okay, not everyone can go to the landfill. Okay, unless that landfill is abandoned and become a park. Okay, some landfill later become a park. Okay, before it become a park, you should limit the public access. Okay, you need to control the stormwater runoff and run on and run, especially in Taiwan and in Japan, and maybe also in Indonesia, because the typhoon comes seasonally, right? Protect the surface water. Okay, even abundant, the government still need to monitor this for 10 to 20 years. So you need to keep the record every day about this landfill. No matter this is abundant or still be used. Okay? And next week I gotta tell you how to design a landfill. Okay? How to design a landfill. Okay, just idea. Okay, just idea. If you are interested, become an environmental engineer. Okay, you need more professional knowledge to know how to build up a landfill. Okay, and I think you will make big money if you know how to build up a landfill. Okay, so that's for today. Thank you so much for coming. Oh, okay, one more thing before you leave. Okay, so the class will end on June 11, right? Am I right? The last class will be June 11th, right? Is that right? Is that right? No? The last class, when is the last class? June 4th or June 11th?
没错吧？对啊，
Just let me know.
对啊，
June 11th, right?
嗯，
June 11th, right? And Tom, you told me that you got something to do on 11th, right? Okay, so I think okay, you're gonna give presentations.
所以我们那图应该就是
You can give your presentation
因
on
为它6月10月。
June 4th and June 11th. Okay? You can give your presentation on June 4th and June 11th. Then May 28th might be the final exam. Okay? Final exam probably on May 28th. Okay? And June 4th and June 11th will be your presentation.
你是什么时候
OK，
讨论中啊？
所以6月11
你们什么时候
还
讨论到？
是要来
下个礼拜。
6月11 is the last class, right? Okay, we will discuss this. Okay, anyway,
你段考完。
I will discuss this later.
presentation 可以放回台科总校上。
I need to follow the classroom. Okay, I try to follow the classroom. Okay. So, anyways, June 11th will be the final class, right? So the final exam will be May 28th, probably. The final exam, probably. Okay, I will make decision later. Okay, I will tell you later. Okay, that's our class. Class dismissed. Okay, thank you so much. 可是好像 presentation 不需要2堂课吧？
啊，所以6月10号嘛，因为老师你是一次连3节课。
知道，而且跟你说报告对吧？
反正我觉得最多2节课就结束。
拜。
因为我们不是放影片嘛。
好像6月11号。不要放影片看，然后你是跟踪他们一组织。那我跟你说，我觉得 presentation 不需要用到节点。那你们就找一天先报，然后考试6月4号考试，6月4号期末考。6月4号期末考，对，晚1周考。那你们可以。
后面全部都是，后面全部都主修。
可是 presentation 不用那么。
我觉得有一个啊，就528考试，6月4号期末报告，然后6月11号同乐会。我不可以这样。不然6月4号就，不然6月11号就那个啊。停课1次啊！
不行，我现在问，6月4号考试了，好不好？6月4号考试，6月11号presentation加同乐会，然后你们5月28先报。
他是6月11号不能来，所以我们6月4号才报。
6月4号考试哦。那你们多1个礼拜读书啊？
我觉得没关系啊，老师。
你没关系，我有关系。我现在不能 ，OK 吗？就这样子。
我们是5月28报告，然后6月4号考试。
好，等下你跟痛讲。
好，我
你们
们
反正你就放个影片，然后我们问一下，你们那一组就结束了。然后你们那个6月11号就不用报。
这报告是
报告的。
放影片，然后大家看一看，然后有问题问一问就结束。
很快啊。
对啊。
影片的内容。
所以根本不用3个小时。影片的内容你们讨论啊。
就是跟。
你也可以介绍他们挪威的事啊。
有啊，老师，你刚才提的我觉得还不错啊。
对啊。
就像我们之前火山老师的那个材料。
大家就觉得大家我也想知道啊。
就像那个。
就趁着外国学生的。
那个城市就很像新闻报道。
对。
然后有记者采访。
对啊。
我生物技术。
对，老师时间是多久？
都可以。因为我们组比较少。你想报3个小时也行。
那变电影了，
还可以带爆米花，对。
变电影了。
带那个胖老娘那叫什么？胖老娘来吃。
就是我要那个我们第1节没有来。
我再给你，我再传给你。
哦，真的。
那你再传给我。所以我觉得好像你这次考试跟生物技术一样嘛，分两。